Hello, everybody, and welcome. You are listening to MFL Total Access here at Terry Bablos' place. Crazy to think.
MFL or MBL? Remember last time when Jeff was on the show, you blasted him for wearing a baseball shirt? And look what you're wearing right now, like seriously.
Difference is, Jeff was wearing a Blue Jays shirt. I'm wearing a future World Series champ.
You didn't criticize him for like the team he was repping. You criticized him for the
Look, if he was wearing
sport he was repping on a flag football podcast.
If he was wearing a Toronto Maple Leafs shirt, I wouldn't be upset. It's all about Toronto. We're cheering for the wrong Toronto team. However, welcome to this episode of MFL Total Access. It's good to be here. It's good to be back.
The alarm just rang.
It did. We had a great slot of games this past Saturday, Terry.
Another day, another late wake up. In the show business, it's tough, eh?
Yeah, it is.
You gotta give the people what they want.
Oof, baby.
But I'm not sure what they want anymore, because like 2 weeks ago we got like 23 likes on our last video, like record. Yeah. And this past we got like 3. It's as if
I think we
won't
ask
anyone to like, but I did see it. You know the Hall of Fame post that John posted with all the Hall of Fame inductees and the playoff MVPs and all that?
Yes.
It got like 50 likes.
5-0.
So people do get like MFL stuff on their timeline.
Yeah.
So they must see our video pop there, but like, even if you don't watch it, you can click the like button. But I guess they're not hearing me say that since they're not watching it. But
so you're saying during the week MFL people are alive?
Yeah.
Well.
And they don't just show up on Saturdays.
Damn.
Before we start,
have
some good news. A lot of complaints about the field conditions.
Yeah.
John is doing everything he can to try to take care of it.
Yeah.
He's brainstorming some ideas, some possibilities. Maybe switching the fields around, not playing on the areas where it's like that, and maybe having a possible different park. Like, everything's up in the air right now. Nothing is confirmed, but he is trying his best to make it better.
I hope we don't change parks. I like that park. It's like isolated. No one else knows about it. I really do like that park. Like that park is MFL. Just like, but
you didn't join MFL before when there was a different park every week.
That is true. Man, that must have been tough. But what is he was going to put like herbs or like seeds?
And then dig a hole and put Kevin on and then put more.
Well, that's going to be a big hill.
Well, there's one big hole in one part of the field, so.
That is true. Yeah. Poor Kevin. But no, credit John for doing that. It's not easy to do, and he's taking his valuable time to go and do that. So
yeah,
shout out to him.
Do we get right to it?
Let's get right to it. Don't have time to waste. Let's go.
Let's start with your crazy bold prediction that you got right. I didn't really get a chance to see that game. I don't know if you got to see Bitter Boys against the Gold Cook. I just saw the final score. Bitter Boys winning by 2 possessions.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
I believe it was 13-13 heading into half. And the 2 scores in the second half were 2 pick sixes by the Bitter Boys defense. Dom LaFour wasn't at the game, but still, whenever
your favorite RPO player?
Yeah, RPO. Some of you get that reference. Called Terry like that. Yeah. So Bitter Boys coming out in this one. Look, like you said, Dom wasn't there, but it's still not easy to beat a team like Gilcock. Obviously, having a great defense, a team that's won several championships before, having great players playing in various divisions throughout MFL. But yeah, Bitter Boys getting the win and the upset win here. And I think it's a win they needed. I know that Jaff was reffing the game, and he said that the Bitter Boys defense really clutched up when it mattered.
Yeah, I think they got 2 pick sixes in the second half.
Yeah,
2 pick sixes within 47 seconds.
That's crazy. And Mario got one of them.
Yes, he did.
So I brought it to the house.
Did you see it?
I did. Yep. I don't know if it hit off the receiver's hands. I think he undercut it, and he walked in the end zone. It was a good play.
Okay.
Yep.
Nice. Well, congrats to Bitter Boys getting their first win.
Seriously.
And congrats to you for getting that bold prediction right. It doesn't usually happen.
And I got some McDonald's in my tummy.
Yeah.
You still owe me what is it, ice cream and a coffee?
Yeah. I got you the meal, but I got you the ice cream and the coffee.
Can't wait.
Let's talk about your henchman now. Before we talk about that moment of glory about beating the Outlaws, what happened in that Centurion game? I was reffing that game, but I want to hear what you have to say first, because pretty crazy. You'd have a doubleheader against Centurions and Outlaws. You go 1-1, and you would think it'd be the opposite outcomes, right?
100%. Whenever we play the Centurions, it's a good game. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know. It's like
I'm surprised you're calling it good games. You guys always lost.
Yeah,
have you beaten them yet?
No. I think with this roster, we're 0-3 against them. All 3 games being 1 possession. Bitter Boys winning the last play of the game. I believe it finished 24-18. Centurions scoring on a comeback route to end the game. It was 6-0 at half. Both quarterbacks seemed to struggle a little bit. Chris was a quarterback for Henchman in both our games because unfortunately Jason Rossi was unable to make it. But it was a good game. A lot of great plays made on the defensive side of the ball. A lot of nice catches. It was back and forth. I think this one was like, you could have said like throughout the game you didn't know who was going to win. Yeah. I know like you were reffing the game and you're helping your boy Minnie ref for his future reffing skills. But look, Centurions kept it simple and they do the same thing every game, and we just can't seem to figure it out, and it was a big win for them, a game that we really needed, but a close game, and it was an exciting one throughout.
Yeah, after seeing the high scoring game against Outlaws, surprising to see. Like, I know you guys both have great defenses, but a 6-0 score going into halftime.
That was surprising.
That was crazy. And then the 24-18 score at the end, no one getting any converts.
True.
That were like huge in that game. Like, it was such a back and forth game, and it was tied for most of the game. Yeah. Like, any convert would have been huge.
Yeah.
Chris didn't play great, but I wouldn't say he played poorly either. No. Especially considering it was his first start in that high of a division in a very, very long time.
And he's not... We had a few new guys, too, so he's not used to the receivers.
He did play great against Outlaws, though.
Yes, he did.
But all things considered, he had a decent game.
Yep.
He got pretty heated at one point.
Yes, that was a big play. It was 18-18. I believe we scored a touchdown. And then... Yeah, he crossed the line, or potentially crossed the line by an inch.
It wasn't my call to make, but he got heated against me, and
yeah.
From the explanations he was giving me, I'm not too sure he was aware of the actual rule he was complaining about. Like, it doesn't surprise me that he's getting super heated about a rule that he's not completely sure about. But at the end of the day, even when he got the right explanation about the rule, he still complained about, like, the how exact was it, and then he found another way to put it in the way that, like, it could have still not had been called, but...
So I'm not sure if I'm allowed to ask this on air, considering, well, obviously we're both refs, but you're the head ref. So that's like the illegal forward pass, right? And as long as you have like even like your half a toe behind the line, it's legal.
Yes, and not only do you have to have a half a toe behind the line, that half a toe doesn't even have to be on the ground.
It could be in the air.
That half a toe could be in the air as long as it's hard for the ref to see at that point, right? But there's one ref standing on the line, looking just for that.
It's a tough call. It is a tough call. But if it's close, is the tendency to give it to like, okay, he didn't cross the line, we'll give it to the offense.
Like, it really depends. Like, in my mind, like, it's pretty black on white. You know, like the whole body cross the line or not. If there's an inch of the body that's still on the line of scrimmage, it will not be called.
Right.
What Chris was arguing was that he jumped in the air and he thought it was like kind of like when you jump out of bounds for a basketball,
right?
And like you throw the ball in, but you didn't land out of bounds even though you were out of bounds.
But that's not the rule.
But that's what the rule says. It's when your body crosses the line, and it has nothing to do with having contact on the ground or not.
I mean, either way, Centurion scored in the last possession. So it would have lost 24-18 or 24-19.
Maybe he would have called a different defense.
Yeah, maybe. I appreciate that. It's true. Who knows what would have happened. But honestly, that was a really fun game, and I really want to beat those guys. They're good group of guys, but they have our number so far.
And then talking about that game against the Outlaws, I unfortunately couldn't attend that game.
Yes.
And I believe Chris must have been a little happy about it. Not that like I greatly affect his game, but I do know that he doesn't have a pleasant time playing when I'm rushing him.
Yes, well, you said it very well. Definitely in the past few games that we've played at Henchmen against Outlaws, you were the deciding factor near the end of the game, getting those key sacks when Rossi was quarterback. But honestly, Chris had an MVP-type performance in this game, had a really good game. Kempton Simple was really, really good at buying time. And it was Francis that subbed to rush for you guys, and he's no slouch at the rusher position. He's super fast. Potentially even faster than you, and a very athletic player.
So that rushing is not all about speed.
100%, exactly. It's you got to kind of contain when need to be. But really good game. It was tied at half. We ended up getting a touchdown last play of the half, a 2-point conversion.
That was huge. It was an 6-point game.
It was 21. It was 21. 6-point end exactly. It's 21-13. We got the touchdown, the 2 points to end the half. And then after that, it was a back and forth second half. We got.
You guys famously double dipped?
Yes, we double dipped. It was big. We love doing that double dip. We started with the ball second half. Felix had a big interception.
So Marvin lost the coin toss.
Marvin lost the coin toss. Correct. It was Marvin and I.
Whose choice was it?
It was Marvin's.
He got the.
Yes, it was 1 or 2. Kevin put a 2, and Marvin said 1.
So that's what cost us the game, basically.
It was honestly all Marvin's fault.
And they didn't even get a touchdown to compensate for it.
No. No, it was 100%. It was totally Marvin's fault. But really incredible game. Similarly to the game we played against Centurions. However, this one was much high scoring. And Felix made a good play in the second half to get an interception on Steve's deep ball there. But I think it was both quarterbacks had a really good game. Dad played well, Chris played well, and shout out to Alexi, our new snapper, 90 yards, 2 touchdowns. Yeah. Not only was he getting catches, but he was getting yards after the catch. And he's not necessarily the fastest guy, but he's athletic and he's has those Shakira hips. Yeah. So it was working.
I didn't see him in this game, but just in the game before when I was reffing, he found a way to get open. Whether it was underneath,
very smart player.
Blanket, he was always finding the way to get open, and he had very safe hands.
Yes, very good hands.
And Kevin Smuda and having 4 touchdowns in this game.
I swear it was a quiet 4 touchdowns. I checked the stats after, and I was like, he had 4 touchdowns.
How many do you think
he had? Him? Yeah. I would say 2. I thought he had 2, maybe 3.
And as much as I said Chris didn't play great in the game before, he balled out on this game. out-dueling the GOAT that quarterback.
Yeah.
Whatever he did better. Like, they both scored 5 touchdowns, had the same number of converts. Chris only throwing that 1 interception, whereas Steve threw 2. Chris only 9 incompletions this game.
Yeah, honestly,
so he must have played like a really safe game in over here and just like trusted his players, put the ball in his playmakers' hands, and let them do the rest. Well, unfortunately, we don't get to play against each other again this season, so there will be no rematch in season. If you guys make the playoffs, we might play against each other in the playoffs.
And that goes for you as well. If you guys make the playoffs, we play you guys then. Because right now it's tight. It's actually it's really close in Div 1. I believe there's 3-1, a few teams at 3-1. We're tied with Gokuk at 2-2, and we're playing each other this weekend, which is going to be a huge game. But Div 1's exciting.
Before we get to the standings of Div 1, I didn't see this game. I don't think you did. Holy Trollers against Honor Game.
I did not.
But Holy Trollers are missing JC, but that wasn't a problem. They still win by 16 points. Max has been like on fire this season. In his 2 games with Trollers and Haters combined, he scored over 100 points this weekend. How insane is that?
Max power. Maximum power. Like he's playing. Max is playing to the max.
Is he your father or
what? Oh, because my last name is Power? No. Max is playing to the max. Let's go.
And they're throwing for 300 yards, 3 incompletions, 25 for 28, 300 yards, 6 touchdowns, no picks.
That's like me in Madden.
Getting a total of 5 points off of converts.
That's crazy.
Like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And he played an honor game, even though they're winless right now. They're still a very good team, and they're a hard defense to play against.
Defensively, they're very solid, for sure.
It's crazy. And no JC, but Phil Farron, 10 catches, 170 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 1 1-point convert. That's insane. It's as if JC wasn't there, so Phil combined for his regular stats and JC stats together, because they both would have got about 5 catches for 85 and 2 touchdowns.
Well said. And it was funny, after the game, we were talking to Max. We said, "Oh, Max, you must really like this guy, Phil Farron." He says, "I just throw to whoever's open, you know what I mean? Guys make plays." Like, yeah, okay, yeah, right. But no, Max has been balling out. Phil has been an incredible addition for this team. 170 yards. I don't know if that's the record in D1. It's obviously, it's going to be hard to check that. But he was burning them deep. I spoke with Kareem after the game, player who stepped for Honor Game, and just said Phil was just too fast.
Surprisingly, he doesn't have the record in D1. Who does have it is André-Philippe Bertrand, a player who maxed through to get that record. So it was a former Holy Troller player, and he had right around 200. I'm not sure if it was right over 200, right under 200.
Okay.
But he has the record, but it was also Max who threw him that record. So
we got some ballers in the MFL.
Yeah, Max definitely one of those gunslingers, and
yes, for sure.
Like, I think that foot ailment is well behind him right now.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Or at least he's comfortable coping with it.
I hope it's behind him, because if he's still injured and he's playing this well, then the league's in trouble.
So looking at the standings now, we got 3 teams tied at 3-1, Outlaws, Trollers, Centurions, and then we got 2 teams tied at 2-2, Henchmen and Gros Coq. Not to write Bitter Boys and Honor Game out right now, but if I had to ask you at this point of the season, which one of those 5 teams will not be making the playoffs, who would you say it would be?
Which one of the 5?
Yeah.
Oh, like the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, which one of the 5 means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
That's true.
I wouldn't say 5 and then go up to 6.
That is a good point. I'm gonna say I cannot say we're not gonna make the playoffs. I'm gonna say Les Gros Coq. Just because the inconsistency of not having Dom there, we don't know what's happening there.
This game against Gros Coq coming up is huge.
Yes.
I guess we could preview it right now.
Let's get right to it.
Because, based off the standing, you guys are both tied for 4th place.
Yep.
And it looks like it'll be one of you 2 teams. Obviously, there's a lot that could happen. There's a lot of matchups between other teams to come. But
of course.
How big is this game going to be right now?
Huge. We haven't played each other this year, which makes it an even bigger game, because let's say we have the same record at the end of the season. Obviously, it's head-to-head tiebreak. Can you check if we play each other again?
Yeah, I was about to do that.
Respect.
You read my mind.
Yeah, but games
that... boy. You guys play against each other week 10 to close out the season.
Okay, that's going to be exciting. Damn,
and I think everyone remembers last time you guys played.
Oh, yeah, the semifinals.
Yeah.
Someone called
it the upset of MFL.
Yes, that was an unbelievable game. But I think this Saturday's game is going to be huge. At 2-2, look, week 5, 5th game of the season. How big can it be? This is a really big game for both teams. I think that
both have the same average of points, 4 points against. It's ridiculous.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Holy.
122 points for to 121, 119 points against 123.
Our plus minus is 3 and theirs is -2. Damn, that's you know what that smells? That smells a really close game. Potentially an overtime game. Don't know if Dom's gonna be there.
You know what that means? What? You guys are getting blown out.
Yeah, we'll see about that. But hopefully you're not roughing that game. It should be, I think, most important, not just because it's my team there and it's Div 1. I think out of all the divisions this weekend, I think that could be the most important game coming up.
Yeah, definitely agreed. And I hope both teams have their full rosters to go full go. and fight it out as if it was a playoff game.
And what do you think would be something to watch out for in that game? And whether it's a player, whether it's certain plays.
Obviously, if Dom is playing, the key would be to contain Dom,
Yeah,
right? Because
of course.
you guys don't really have a specific rusher now.
Yeah.
I think it's been like the rusher carousel since the beginning of the season.
Yeah, musical chairs.
Yeah, you lost your key rusher from last season, Jaff, who isn't on the team anymore.
Yeah.
And right now, like containing Dom LaFleur is going to be the big issue for you guys, I think. Because like
100%.
even if you guys match up offensively, defensively, that rusher is like the hole you guys have on your team right now, right?
Agree totally.
And even if like I know you did a good job rushing last weekend. Andrew's obviously fast player.
Yeah.
Like it's still like a position that like gets overlooked sometimes, and in a
100%.
game like this, you see the importance of it, right?
Yeah,
like
totally.
as good as your defenders will be to cover their top receivers, if Dom has 10 seconds of the ball,
Exactly.
one of the 5 are gonna get open.
100%. You could have 2 receivers and 5 defenders. If you have 10 seconds to throw, you're gonna find somebody open.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like that. Good analysis.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, I got you.
Is Rossi gonna be back?
Yeah, Rossi will be there.
Okay.
Rossi will be there. Slinging and gunning and slinging.
Let's go to Div 2 now.
Most exciting division.
Yeah. I didn't see the Haters and Dynasty game.
Did not
I heard
either.
it was a blowout.
Yeah, I was
Dynasty
surprised.
Dynasty were missing a lot of players.
Okay.
They didn't have their quarterback. They didn't have their top guys. They're missing
okay.
a lot of players.
Makes sense.
Max told me it was practically a team of subs.
Okay.
He obviously also balled out in this game, but the reason I want to talk about it, even though none of us saw it, is because we had a little bit of we made some predictions in this game. He had said Max would throw only 4 touchdown passes and that Haney would catch 3.
Yep.
I had said Max will throw 6
Yeah.
and that Jeremy Rooney would catch 3. I think I was closer. Max threw 6. Haney only had 1 and Rooney had 2. But look at the ball distribution over here. Like Haney with 7 catches, Rooney with 5, Francis 3, Max Adori 5, Adam Rudick 4, and even Jose got 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different players caught touchdown passes. 5 different players caught converts. Like
Look at all those converts. Seriously though, that's 3, 4. They converted 5 times on converts. We talk about
on 6 touchdowns.
that it wasn't a close game, but let's say if it's a closer game, converts.
Yes.
And to compete 5 or 6 of them is big, and it's not easy in the red zone. You got a smaller space to work with, and obviously you have certain plays, and I think it's clutch that they're able to convert there. But a big win for Joey's Haters.
Agreed. Let's talk about the game of the week, in my opinion, in D2. And I'm not talking about Arnold's OG Panthers.
Okay.
I'm talking about Outlaws Red Zone.
Yeah,
What a back and forth that
seriously.
game was. Classic shootout between Steve Harpasad and Mike Roy.
Yeah.
Dom Stiplocek.
Simple check.
Dom balled out in this game.
Yes. Yes.
another double-digit reception game.
Is he going to end with over
I
100
think
receptions?
he's on pace right now to shatter like the single season reception record.
That's crazy. And it's not like he's a snapper, right? Like, I mean, not that it would make a difference, but snapper is kind of like, okay, you're going to check it down to your snapper, but to lead the league or lead the division or league really in receptions at not a snapper is very impressive.
Funny because he had 11 this past weekend, and that's below his average. He's averaging 12 right now. After this 11,
That's their third game, right?
Yeah, so he has 36 receptions in 3 games.
12 a game, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, you can put your calculator away.
Exactly.
So he's on pace for how many?
What'd you say? 120.
Good job.
Added the 0 at the end, baby.
But yeah, 3 touchdowns to go along with these 11 catches for almost 90 yards.
Yeah.
He's definitely Mike Roy's main guy right now. Like at the beginning of the season, maybe it was like a matchup in a game or two, but after 3 games when you have 36 catches, it's not about the matchups, it's he's your guy.
Yeah, for sure.
And like we said, like in previous shows, his team is like stacked all across the board.
Yeah.
And we were saying like they didn't have like one specific like D1 ball. Not that none of you guys could play D1.
Right.
But maybe Dom is this guy now. Maybe
I think so.
Dom is it's his breakout season where like he's clearly on pace to win receiver of the year in very, very early season prediction for D2 right now.
100%. And look, we saw him ball out last year and even at the end of last year, but I think like this is, like you said it perfectly, this is kind of his coming away party. Obviously, he's a guy that Mike can trust. Sure hands, good route runner, really good receiver, and crazy to think that, or crazy, not so crazy to think that Red Zone is 3-0, but I think both of us predicted the Outlaws to win this one.
I think all 4 media members predicted Outlaws to win.
Right, and with Steven Dad throwing at the quarterback position for Outlaws, was even more surprising. But credit to Red Zone. I know that it was a high-scoring game. I believe we were playing at the time of this game, and I caught glimpses of the game, and it was like MFL usually is an emotional game, back and forth. I heard Carlos yelling, and there were a clutch interception at the end of the game by Red Zone. But honestly, really good game and high scoring.
Speaking about that interception was probably the difference in this game, because looking at the stats, Steve and Mike have very similar stats in this game, both throwing for about 300 yards, 6 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Mike being very clutch on those converts, having 4 one-point converts, whereas Steve only had 1.
Yeah.
But the key difference that I see is Mike threw 1 interception, Steve threw 2.
Yeah.
Outlaws having the lead 30-26 after the first half, but only scoring 7 points in the second half.
Yeah, honestly, that's like the go from 3 to 7 is.
We
is
know
impressive.
Outlaws' weakness is their defense, maybe
Right.
compared to that offense, but only scoring 7 points in that second half. That's not because you have no safeties.
Right, no, good. Well said. No, definitely right, and that's credit to Red Zone defense. Honestly, I think we could talk about maybe Outlaws not being super sharp on offense, but I think that's more of a credit to the defenders on Red Zone.
Outlaws even started with the ball in the second half.
Damn, that is something else.
So, are Red Zone clearly the team to beat right now in D2?
That's a good question. I'd say yes. Clearly, maybe not, but look, power rankings, they have to be number 1.
I mean, Outlaws with Steve in that lineup were one of the
Right, exactly. And they beat
defending
them.
champs.
They're undefeated. The only undefeated team in D2. I don't think it's a runaway that Red Zone are the favorites, but I'd say right now, yeah, Red Zone are the favorites to win D2. Like, what's their weakness? That's what I mean. You see, you took time. That's exactly my point.
It takes more time and I still don't have an answer.
Exactly. There you go. That's what I mean. I can't see the weakness either.
I mean, I'm still thinking about it and I still don't have an
That's
answer.
what I mean. And I think that's
Like getting under Mike's skin, but even now he's way better at like keeping his composure, and even when he's mad, he still plays great. So like,
I think he's better when he's mad. So yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think
hoping Carlos doesn't show up.
Yeah, well, if
He'll
Carlos
still
doesn't show
be
up,
there in spirit. Like,
yeah, that's true. That's true. But no, honestly, I think that Red Zone is flying high, as they say.
I didn't see this game either, but in Vultures lost to KOLB, but I didn't notice Ben McMahon came into the game and had pretty good stats. The game was really out of hand at that point. KLB being up 3-0 at half. KLB another strong team that
Of course.
I think we didn't talk about enough this season. We spoke about them a lot last season.
Yeah.
Having some injuries and getting some free agents on this squad and seeming to like gel right away with that chemistry.
That's rare, man. That's rare.
It's rare, but I'm also not surprised. KLB
Right.
being like a great group of guys, like always in a good mood.
Yeah.
And it'd be a fun team to play with.
Yeah.
Obviously, be the language barrier for you playing with them since you don't speak really French.
Right. That's
But,
true. It's not as good as yours, but we're still pretty good.
But yeah, so where did Vulture go from now after Ben? Was this like the transition? Or was it just like Phil? I don't know if he got hurt in that game. His stats: 1 completion for 9 and throwing 2 picks, so he completed more balls to the other team than to his own team.
Yeah, that's tough.
Does this mean that they're going with Ben moving forward, or was it just that like this is really not my day and take over? I don't want to get even worse, and then I'll reset for next week.
I think, judging by what happened in this one, they'll start with Philip Roberts at quarterback heading into next game, and then if he continues to struggle, then by that time it'll be Ben McMahon's team, and he'll try and take over to lead these guys to their first win, because Phil Roberts is obviously still a good receiver, a good defender, and we know how good Ben is at the quarterback position. So I think next game you start Phil and Philip Roberts. If he doesn't have a good game, you transition then. But look, KLB is a great team, and I think that's it's always tough to have a good game against them.
Because this second half was 13-12. KLB was like a 1.1 convert half.
Right, exactly. So it's a closer game there.
So KLB pulling off 3 straight wins after that first week 1 loss to Outlaws where they had all those new players.
Yes.
And now a big matchup coming up against OG Panthers, who are sitting at with only 1 win on the season.
That's true. That's going to be a good one.
It's kind of like must win for OG Panthers just early in the season, right?
Yeah, true.
Sitting outside looking in for the playoffs, sitting at 1-3.
Yeah.
Even though I feel that we've been in every game and
Yeah.
it was all close games. I guess it's a good transition to talking about the OG Panthers loss against Iron Wolves.
Yeah, that was a great game. Honestly, really, really fun game.
Besides the fact that we lost, it was a fun game to be part of.
It was Simon Duchesne was quarterback for you guys in the game as Charles wasn't there. I say both quarterbacks had a pretty good game. It was really back and forth. A lot of big plays made in this game, Terry. Big play at the end of the half by Francis to get that that comeback route at the back of the front of the end zone there to end the half.
Which was a touchdown.
It was. I think he was in too, to be honest. It was a close call, but I think he was in. I don't know if any team had a 2-possession lead in this one. I don't think so. I think it was really score for score for score.
19-18 at the half.
Yeah, I believe you guys started with the ball.
No,
That's
didn't.
incorrect. We started with the ball. You guys got the ball.
We did. And you intercepted it. Oh, yeah, the interception that Loica gave you.
Oh, yeah, the present, the gift of our present. Yeah, exactly. So you guys started with the ball, and then we started with the ball second half. Really good game, and I think it was a really great way to finish the game with John Lavoie getting his first and only sack of the game on a safety. Yeah. That was big because it was fourth down. It was fourth down. And that if Simon is able to evade him, he has either 10 yards to run or all the time in the world to throw. And it was a beautiful sack by John Lavoie for us to get our third win of the season.
Yeah, and like John really played a clean game, throwing for 6 touchdowns, no interceptions, running a total of 5 times for 1 full yard.
I mean, that's 1 yard more than you'd expect, right? So,
the rusher was pretty good in that game, holding him in check, getting 3 sacks. Yeah. Francis, like, look at the ball distribution that Simon did. Like, it sucks that we lost the game because I felt that we played well enough to definitely win that game, and I think that interception on the first drive was the difference. It's basically as if you guys started with the ball in both halves, and that was his only interception of the game, right? And it wasn't Simon's fault at all.
It wasn't. Yeah,
he put it in one basket, and that guy put it in the other basket. So, 5 guys with at least 4 receptions in this game for OG Panthers.
Yep.
You have balled out in this game. 5 catches, 97 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Yep.
But I think your best play came on defense.
Which was? The interception?
No, it had to do with Jeff.
Oh, yeah, good call. No fly zone, baby. Good call. Thanks for reminding me. I believe it was...
I guess it wasn't that great of a play.
No, it was a great play. Don't say that. It was 2nd and 10, and Jaff caught the ball, and I was able to knock it out of his hands. I think I made a good play on that one. Jaff usually has strong hands there.
The same way Trevon Diggs was shutting down Devontae Smith this past Monday night.
Yeah, that's for real.
How about him, Cowboys?
Yeah, I know. I can't believe they're first in the division. But
I mean, you could believe that.
Yeah, I think them to win the division, honestly.
That's very believable.
Yeah, unfortunately.
But seriously, I've seen a lot of your Iron Wolf games in the division with John, and I've seen, in the past division when you were in D3 since you've joined, I've refed a lot of them, and I think this is one of your best games ever with Iron Wolves. Usually it's Iggy balling out, Patricia balling out, Ian balling out, Mauricio balling out, and Will's just there. Yay, let's go team!
Give me a W, give me an I.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, it was a good game. Honestly, I'd say I think that playing against you and Jeff helped there. It's always, you know what I mean. It's always competitive, friendly fire. You want to play your best game against your boys, and it was. Look, John trusted me, honestly. One of the deep balls I caught, he threw. I wasn't really open, and he trusted me to make a play, and I was able to make a play. So, credit to John and the whole team, honestly, played well for the Wolves.
So, any chance Red Zone go 10-0 this year?
Who?
Red Zone.
Very slim. The league is too balanced. The league is too balanced for a team to go 10-0 and another team to go 0-10.
What's going to happen first? Red Zone gets their first loss, or Vultures get their first win? It's tough, eh?
Yeah, that's very tough. I'm going to say Vultures get their first win.
I think I can agree with that.
Yeah, Vultures get their first win first. Who are they playing this weekend? We should have known because suddenly we were supposed to do our picks before.
They have a bye week.
All right, so
a full week to think about who's going to quarterback for them.
Yeah, I'm still going to say Vultures get their first win.
And coming out of that bye week, they're playing Les Tenantes.
Aye. Well, I'm still going to say Vultures.
Those 2 wins, Red Zone played Joey's Haters and D-Nasty. So chances are Red Zone are going to crush D-Nasty this week, and then next week against Joey's Haters could be their first loss.
That's D2 game of the week. I didn't check the schedule that week, but that's probably game of the week for D2.
Looking at it quickly. There's also Outlaws KOB. That would be a big game.
True.
But yeah, I think that could be the game of the week because it could be for first place.
Yep, there you go. And again, just a reminder, D2, it's the
top 6 only.
6 make the playoffs. First 2 teams get a bye.
2 teams.
Yeah, what did I say?
Oh, I think you said 2. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, first 2.
Sometimes your enunciation isn't great.
Bro, look who's talking. But yes, 6 teams make the playoffs. Top 2 get a bye.
Okay, let's go to D3.
Yeah, let's get it.
One team that we haven't spoken about, I think, at all this year, and our apologies for that, because I dug a little deeper into their games and their stats, and also shout out to Brian Tinning for pointing it out. How about him, Chiefs? This Chiefs team right now, after I pulled up the stats from last year, okay?
Yeah.
Last year, this team won 1-9 in the spring, okay? It's a free agent team, first time playing together. They scored 96 points in 10 games and 334 points against. That's an average of getting blown out 33-9, okay? Right now, this team has lost all 3 games, but they've lost their first game by 4 points.
Yep.
They lost their second game by 2 points, and they lost recently against arguably the best team in the division by 9 points.
By 9 points, but I roughed that game, and it was much closer than a 9-point game.
I agree, because I just hearing about, listening to that game from afar, you could tell.
The Chiefs were up 14-zip in the game. I believe it was 14-zip, or they scored they scored the first play of the game. James Infantino, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. He subbed for Iron Wolves a few times. He got a touchdown. He also got a pick 6 on the next drive. And he really had a monster game in that one. But that was honestly... one of the most exciting games I've ever reffed, and I think I've only reffed 2 games this season. Definitely the most exciting game I reffed this season. But in MFL, honestly, it was one of the more exciting games I've been a part of.
I want to say this team is very close to being dangerous, but I think they already are dangerous. Taking Average Joe's being up 14-0 and then losing that close of a game, they are dangerous right now. Because Average Joe's are undefeated, right?
Yes.
And they're one of the top teams in this division. And this team right now just showed you that, hey, we can go score for score against them and score 32 points against that team that has studs all across the board.
The Chiefs can be the best 0-3 team of all time. Honestly. Got great players, good quarterback, smart defense. They play as a team. Good play caller. I mean, like you got it's Infantino. You got Jeremy Rooney, who's playing D1 now. You got studs all across the board for them. And we got to give credit to Average Joe's because, like I said, they were down 2 possessions. It didn't look pretty for them. Jason kind of calmed it down for them, and a lot of highlight reel plays made in that game for Average Joe's. One-handed catches, nice tackles, beautiful throws by Jason. That was a really good game, and I look forward to a potential rematch in the playoffs.
Chiefs, 10 minutes into the second half with 10 minutes remaining in the game, were up 11 points in this game. They're up 2 possessions.
They had the game.
So either they just no more gas in the tank, or the inexperience of the team, or the chemistry of Average Joe's just goes to show. But this team with 10 minutes left, if they're up 11 points week 10, they're not losing this game again.
No, I agree with you. I can't remember specifically what happened in the game. I believe Chiefs may have punted on 4th down. Something that I realized is look, unless it's 4th and 10 and you got your own 5-yard line, I don't think you punt. I don't think flag in general. I don't think you punt in flag football. In your mind, flag football, you have 4 downs to get a first down. Unless, look, you're up by 12 points, you're at your own end, there's a minute left. Okay, you punch. You don't want to play down.
Or if your defense is clearly stronger than your offense.
That's what I mean.
And you win your games by scoring under 20 points.
But honestly, I think most teams, boom, you go for on 4. I think that in a lot of teams in flag, or specifically in MFL, I think that the problem is not going for enough on 4th down.
Yeah, agreed. Because worst case, if let's say you do punt it and the team marches the whole field and scores, they just took up double or triple the amount of time that they would have if you would have just turned over on downs.
And score the next play.
And another thing I wanted to point out when I said the stats at the beginning of this segment, we had asked the Chiefs if they wanted to play D4 this year, and they refused. They said, we want to stay in D3. So that was a huge props to them, and now we're seeing how silly we were to ask them that in the first place.
Yeah, I know. It's good, and I really do like the team spirit of these guys. I think that even if they go 0-10, which they won't, they're definitely going to win a few games. These guys will be back and with a smile on their faces. It was a really good game. So
your favorite team now is sitting at 1-2?
The White Flamingos.
Yes.
Yes, that is surprising.
They're sitting at 1-2. They just lost a game to Mustard Tigers, who Mustard Tigers are 2-1.
Yeah.
And both their wins came in overtime.
Wow. Talk about exciting.
Yeah. Did you get any glimpse of this game? I just wanted to point out that Mustard Tigers won 2 games in overtime.
Yeah, no, nothing. Good job. No, unfortunately, it was Owie didn't quarterback that game.
No,
it was Mustard, right? Exactly,
yeah. Flamingo sitting at 1-2 and have a really tough matchup coming up against Average Joe's.
Ooh, that's gonna be a good one. That's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, and for them, it's kind of a must-win at this point. Right?
Yeah, really, surprisingly,
this team went undefeated. They didn't lose more than 1 game in their 11-game season, including the playoffs, or 12 because they went to the semifinals last year, and now they have 2 losses.
Yeah, for sure. We talk about must-win games early in the season, but I think that. I don't think it's exaggeration. I really think early on in the season, you don't want to fall to 1-3, 0-4.
Well, there's 4 teams not making the playoffs in this D3, and literally the team that finishes 7th could win it all.
Right? Yeah, totally. God, thank God we won, eh?
Let's talk about that game. So Pittsfuck against Thunder Buddies. We had John subbing in at quarterback. Pittsfuck.
Yep.
One thing that came to my mind after this game, this did not seem like a game by 2 winless teams.
No, it didn't.
This game was actually really fun, exciting, fun to be a part of, and both, unless we played really, really poorly, both of us, but I found we both played great games, and it was hard to believe that both of us had 0 wins before that game.
No, I agree totally. I think that look at John, very smart quarterback, does throw a nice ball, has great play concepts, pretty fuck defense, ballers all across that defense, have a few D1 players, and I think for us, we had a fairly good game. Defensively, obviously could have been better, but it was a close game that went down to the wire, and I think that both teams played a pretty good game.
I guess it was a little sloppy. 6 total interceptions in this game.
Yeah.
3 by me, 3 by John.
I wasn't going to mention that, but...
it was good to have Dave Gutkowski over there getting 8 grabs for 34 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Yes, he... touchdown last play of the game.
Yeah.
Where Dave Gatukovsky got a touchdown the last play of the game. Funny enough, he was wide open on this play, and you threw the ball, and it was by the time he got there, he was double covered. But he made a nice play, took it in the air, caught it in the end zone.
At least I made a good read.
You made a good read, and you threw the game-winning touchdown pass. So good game and great play by Dave Gatukovsky.
Yeah, funny enough, if that pass wasn't completed, I would have thrown for under 100 yards in that game.
Wow.
I didn't feel I threw for so few yards.
You played awful.
How did I get 3 touchdown passes? Like, if I only threw for 113 yards, that's like not even 3 times driving the field.
You clutched up when it counted.
But I also put almost 100 yards rushing and a touchdown there. So like,
that is true. You're always going to count on that. 12.
I always tell you, like, people like hate on me running a lot, but like, there's so many run first teams in the NFL. Why can't there be a run first team in flag?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, how do we set up the run game flag? Even when we pass, we set up screens. I want to set up screens.
Well, we do have that play where it's like a little pitch there, like the fake run.
Don't tell them. We already have only one win on the season.
There's been, since I've started that, now Drama Club, formerly known as, they used to be Les Beautés, have a play in their playbook called Thunder Buddies, and it's that play.
Seriously.
And I've seen Guillaume try with Airborne at least once or twice a game. So like I've seen other teams copy me in doing that. So feels good, but they don't get it. They don't do it as well as me because both those quarterbacks don't run as much. So obviously that play won't work.
That is true, definitely.
Average Joe's beating Jagerbomb in our game of the week.
Yeah,
in this
really.
Division. This game was tied 18-all at the half, and Average Joe shut out Jagerbomb in the second half.
That is surprising. Honestly,
very surprising.
Yeah.
Simone Duchenne throwing 4 picks in this game.
Who got the picks? If you want me asking, you're
Take a guess.
I'm going to say Edwards with 2.
No, he had none, surprisingly.
What?
Nick Egley had 3, and Paul Ronaldi had 1.
Damn. That's good. Look, we talk about like Jason.
The depth of that team.
I was just gonna say exactly. You talk about arguably their best or the best defender in Jason Edwards not getting a pick in that game. Great job getting 3 interceptions by Nick. Not easy to intercept Simon, especially once 3 times in the game is very impressive. We talked about this defense. They like to fly around. They don't care about their body. They throw around. They
well, this
get
defense
dirty.
led by Carlos, right? So
Exactly.
So when you have Carlos playing, you have no choice to do that, right?
Because perfectly.
Like if you're seeing Carlos giving it his all, every day, for a full game, you can't not do the same.
100%. He would dive headfirst to make a tackle in like the.
It might be a flag, but
Oh no, but no, he always plays that 100%. But no, good for the Average Joes to win this one. I believe I picked Jagerbomb to win this game.
I did the same, but Kevin, who's been creeping up on us, on me on the standing since you're dead last, did pick Average Joe's.
Really?
Yeah, he was the only one.
Some smart kids in our media team. Some.
What else?
Average Joe's undefeated.
Yes, Average Joe's undefeated. Also, Rosshouse being undefeated.
Yeah.
Sometimes the schedule is. What is this division? Oh no, sorry, that's in Division 4. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
Schedule parenthesis. How sometimes John does it really well.
Mm-hmm.
But for Division 3, Average Joe's and Rosshouse are undefeated. Who stays undefeated longer?
Average Joe's.
Average Joe's?
Yeah.
Do Rosshouse drop a game before that Average Joe matchup?
Do they play against each other?
Yes. Everyone plays against each other once.
That is correct.
3. They will be playing against each other in week 7. So Rosshouse have Iron Wolves and Chiefs before that game. So they can very well be undefeated up until that game, right?
I think they beat the Wolves. I think Chiefs will maybe
Average
a tough
Joe's have
time.
a little tougher matchups to remain undefeated playing the Flamingos and the Tigers.
If you ask me right now, they're both undefeated when they play each other in a few weeks.
I do believe that.
Yeah.
I do believe that. With the winner having a chance to having a perfect season.
Yeah. That's going to be exciting.
Because Average Joe's and Rosshouse both have played some tough teams. It's no fake 5-0 and 4-0 right now.
Definitely not. Definitely not.
Because there are no gimmies in this division, right?
No.
We're looking at the schedule, and it took the last play to beat Leipzig Folk, who are also winless.
Yeah, exactly.
And now we're playing Mustard Tigers, who are 2-1. Div 3 is really tough, eh?
Yeah, it is.
We keep saying Div 2 is the funnest and most competitive division, but I think it's transitioning. Div 3 is right up there also, right?
No, definitely it is. You talk about putting teams in the hat and picking out a winner. I think you could just do that every week.
It doesn't
in this
have as
division.
many of the top D1 talent that plays in this division. It's more like the second tier D1 players like yourself. I'm just kidding.
But you're not.
No, of course I'm kidding, man. You have 380 yards in 3 games in D3.
Okay. That's fine. Thank you, Terry. But no, yes, I think yes, it is very close. Talking about Le Panache at 2-1. For a while, we thought they may go undefeated, right? When they started off the season beating us fairly convincingly.
Yeah,
I think there's a lot
beating Iron Wolves fairly convincingly.
That's what I mean. But I think it's pretty exciting to see the amount of closeness that is throughout these divisions, and the amount of players too. There's like, you could just tell a lot of these players are like flying under the radar and that we don't know about, but in a few seasons they're going to be D1 stars. You know what I mean?
We know about them.
Yeah,
We're talking
exactly.
about the rest of them.
Yeah, exactly. We do our research, so we know about everybody.
I do our
in the
research
league.
and I give you my notes.
So because of you, I know everybody in the league. But yes, there's going to be a lot of secret gems in D3, as they say.
It's a good way of putting it. Let's go to D4. And what I was talking about that schedule, okay? There are 2 undefeated teams in D4. Can you name them?
Spin Doctors?
No.
What do you mean no?
Spin Doctors lost their first game of the season. So, I mean, no, they are not undefeated.
Bin?
I didn't say give me a 3-1 team. Yeah, Bin's won. Our boy. No, now you just cheated.
Shoot, I'm sorry. I cheated. Sneaky snakes, I'm sorry.
How'd you not know that? How many times have we been talking about
I
David
know.
766? Okay, 2 winless teams in D4. Who are they?
What was the crew?
Yes? We've been talking about this team a lot, how they've been underperforming the last couple of seasons. I've already mentioned them in this show.
What, in D4?
I mean, we were talking about that play that someone copied me. Man, you remember?
Jama Club, good call. No, not Jama Club. Les Moutiers? They don't even play this season.
Who's the other team that I said copies that pitch play?
Oh, Airborne.
Yes.
Good call.
Les Bin and Sticky C are both undefeated.
Yep.
They're playing against each other this week.
Damn.
Mimosa Crew and Airborne are both winless. They are playing against each other this week.
You know what that means?
What does it mean?
It means someone's going to finally lose and someone's going to finally win.
And there'll still be an undefeated team and there'll still be a winless team after this week.
Correct.
So, I don't think neither of us got to see many D4
No,
games.
unfortunately not.
A couple of things I know I saw, though, is that I was surprised to see the how close that Spin Doctors Mimosa Crew game was. I looked into the stats, and Rob Boyd quarterbacked a great game.
Yeah, he did.
Obviously, like, it's not that fact that Rob Boyd quarterbacked that the game was close. It's just the fact that, like, Raf not being there, meaning Rob, one of the top weapons of that team, was quarterbacks and was one less receiver. But
Yep.
next man up mentality, right?
100%.
Melissa Lafleur, 7 receptions, 100 yards, and 2 touchdowns in that game.
14.3 yards per catch.
Yeah.
Talk about being speedy.
Not only that, she also added a pick, like the game-sealing pick at the end of the game to win that game. They were up 4 and most were marching, and she got the last pick of that game.
That is crazy. Look, we talk about different players subbing out every week, and every week there's a kind of new star. I believe did she get Player of the Week?
Yeah, she got John's Player of the Week.
There you go.
Hopefully she'll get Kevin's as well, but sometimes you disagree on that.
Yeah, and it's also a Spin Doctors player, right?
Yeah.
And Kevin doesn't like Spin Doctors.
Doesn't like Spin Doctors is a very nice way of putting it.
Yeah, let's leave it at that. This kid's watching.
You're the only kid that watches the show.
Me.
Another thing that... what else? Phoenix winning and shutting out Gold Rush in this game.
That was
9-0.
surprising. Yeah, that was surprising. I think that, look, it was just a matter of time before Phoenix kind of got the ball rolling. And, I know in this game, Saboski led the team in receiving yards with 43. Kevin Rush, a career high 7 yards in that game. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, no, surprising to see a Gold Rush not being able to score. I know we talk about the defense and the team in general of the Phoenix team, but I mean, scoring 0 points is surprising.
Yeah. Vince Blondin, 9 tackles in this game. My bold prediction was that Kevin would rush for more yards than Travis. I started scrolling, and Gold Rush were the team that was on top. I saw Travis rush for 14 yards. I'm like, yeah, Kevin got this. And I continue scrolling. Oh shit, Kevin only rushed for 7 yards.
Yeah.
Like knowing that Travis rushed for 14, you would definitely think Kevin rushed for more than 14, right?
Well, it's Kevin, but I mean, you take Travis getting less than 15 yards for sure.
Travis did sack Kevin twice. So how many yards were those sacks?
Made his impact felt.
I mean, if you take out those sack yards, one was for 1 yard, the other was for 4 yards. So Kevin rushed for 11.
Oh, that's not bad. That's double. Whenever you reach double digits, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, on 2 carries. Over 5 yards a carry.
Rock on Marshawn Lynch.
So let's preview these 2 games that we just spoke about. Airborne and Mimosa Crew. Who's getting their first win?
I'm going to go Mimosa Crew. I like Mimosa Crew. Obviously, I love their jerseys. This is a good team. I think it's just a matter of time before this team starts figuring things out. And what I've seen over the last few weeks with this team is they seem to be more organized than they were at the start of the season, and even at the beginning of last season, or even at the start of last season. I feel they're taking MFL a little bit more seriously, and I think this team is going to get the win. I think it'll be a close one, but give me Mimosa Crew to get their first one of the season.
I was going to say Airborne, and I know I already made my pick before the show, and like I put more time into making my pick, and I remember why I did pick Mimosa Crew. Like, easily it should be Airborne. Airborne's a much more experienced team. They've been playing this league forever.
Yeah.
They have Guillaume, a quarterback who we always say seems to be getting better, but then he's kind of not.
Yeah.
And they have so much talent on that team, but they just find ways to lose.
Yeah.
So till they could prove to me that they could actually win games, and when we were talking about being 0-3, Guillaume was happily pointing out how he was 0-9 to start the season last year. So I guess winning's just if it happens, it happens. But they're just there to have fun.
Yeah.
And who cares if they win or not? The Most Crew seem a little bit more competitive.
Yeah.
And so I think I also got my Most Crew winning this game. Ben Sneaky Snakes.
If you look at the points for, points against in that one, it's like Ben 4-0, 105, points for, Sneaky Snakes 145. So kind of been doing it with their defense, although 105 is definitely nothing to sneeze at easily either. I'm going to go with Ben in this one. I think that Sneaky Snakes, or I know Sneaky Snakes have been playing great. Crisson's been balling out, right? Obviously, we've been talking about. I think Ben to win this one. Give me a little bit more of a high-scoring game than we predicted to be. I'm going to go with Ben winning this game 27-24.
I didn't ask you for your pick. I just asked you to preview the game.
Didn't you ask him to pick for the game before?
We do our picks at the end of the show. You know that.
Yeah.
I also got Ben. I'm looking at who they played, and Ben is a new team in this. In the league, right?
And undefeated, which is crazy.
Yes, but then you're looking into the schedule. Who did they play? They play the top 4 teams, bottom 4 teams. They started off playing against defending champs, Spin Doctors. Then they played Gold Rush, Manitou Boys, who have been very strong, just blew out Drama Club 1,000 to nothing.
Right.
And now playing against another strong team, Idaho Uda Pimps, who they won by 6 points only. So I think Ben's 4-0 is a true 4-0.
Yeah.
Whereas Sneaky Snakes have played maybe slightly weaker teams, but they also scored a lot of points in those games. So you can only play who the schedule makes you play.
Right.
And how in college football you see how do they win? They won in convincing manner. So these clearly right now are the top 2 teams. I'm not sure who the top 2 teams are in Kevin's power rankings, who they will be this week, but if it's not Ben and Sneaky Snakes at 1 and 2, he got it wrong, right?
Yeah, 100%. No, it's definitely going to be them two. Sneaky Snakes, Ben. Both teams playing well. Obviously, both teams undefeated. I really like how both teams the way they play, and I think they're good at kind of mixing it up. You do have your certain plays that you like to go to, certain plays you get to go to in key situations, but I feel like both of these offenses are fairly unpredictable, and they always keep the defense off balance. So that's why I think it's going to be a 4-touchdown game each, and just a matter of converts who ends up winning.
Yeah, that's not that high scoring. In fact,
27-24 for D4, fairly high scoring. No,
doesn't D4 have more points because the defenses aren't as good and they all play man?
You're saying D4 is bad defenders?
I'm saying new teams that come in D4 tend to play mostly man, and when you play man all game, it's not that smart sometimes.
Yeah.
And the games tend to be more high scoring.
No, I disagree completely.
What do you disagree on?
The fact that the games are more high scoring.
Okay.
I haven't looked it up completely. I could be completely wrong, but
you probably are.
What's new? Yeah, I say 27-24. A few picks in the game.
I guess it's kind of like the trend of this show. Does the winning team go undefeated?
No, I don't think so.
Way too hard to go undefeated. And
yeah,
there's not one team in this division that's kind of like the Flamingos of last year that's been overpowered and maybe should have jumped 2 divisions. I think each team, even though they're both 4-0, they're both in the right division.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, Division 4, there might be a little more disparity than the other 3 divisions.
Yeah,
because there's newer teams and they're definitely all at least D4 talent here, just teams learning the game and learning the ropes. Besides everyone who have learned it already, maybe forgotten and are learning it again.
Yeah. But no, when you talk about teams look here, we talk about teams in 3rd and 4th place that are in the top 2, Spin Doctors and Phoenix. Those are 2 great teams. You can make a case that they're going to be
in the finals,
right? Just like they were in the finals last year. So I really don't see anybody going undefeated in this year. Not a knock on either Sneaky Snakes or Ben. I just think that teams figure each other out, and teams play each other. Sometimes they play each other more than once, and I think that it's just a matter of developing and finding the tendencies of each team. But no, I think that the league's is in a good place right now. I don't think there'll be any undefeated teams.
That's well said.
Thank you.
Let's go to your favorite division.
Brossard. Let's get it.
Okay, 30 seconds starts now.
Okay. So 20.
I got one thing to say. Outlaws getting their first win against Cyclones.
Yeah.
Defeating their former quarterback.
Yes.
And showing him we didn't need you.
True. The Tom Brady Bucks game of this weekend.
Exactly.
Maybe the Patriots end up stealing that one.
Is that what it means? This is like what do they call that in movies?
Yeah, I guess it's like a revenge type game, or but yeah, no, it's surprising to see Outlaws win this game just because obviously we talked about their winless. Steve quarterbacking for Cyclones in this game.
Yeah.
Tight game. They had the game, just slipped out of their fingertips.
Jaff and Marvin both with 7 receptions. Jaff getting more yards, Marvin getting more touchdowns, but obviously we know he got those touchdowns because Jaff opened the field up for him, being triple or quadruple covered in the red zone.
If he's not triple teamed, he's quadruple teamed.
Yeah, like for sure. Like why? Like I guess you have like the rusher and one guy rover in case like there's a second quarterback, and everyone else goes on Jaff.
Yeah. So maybe you cover him.
I mean, Morrow's still in MVP form. 13 receptions, 94 yards, and 2 touchdown grabs. Like what the hell?
Yeah, I know it's great. That's just become another day at the office for
anyway,
him.
Since we only have 5 seconds left, Buccaneers getting. They lost against Bread and Circuses, who are one of the hardest, strongest teams in this division.
Yeah.
By 1 possession. So like they just started in this league and they're already taking it, going toe to toe against one of the strongest teams. Like this team is gonna be scary by season's end.
100% athletes on this team. We talked about it. Brendan Circus is undefeated. They had won earlier against Jackrabbits, so obviously not a team that you want to be looking over.
Bread and Circuses lost to Cyclones.
What?
Bread and Circuses lost to Cyclones.
I said they were undefeated.
Yes,
I meant they were first place. But yeah, are they first place? Yeah, they're first place, and they beat Jackrabbits early on in the day. So I think that they gave Jackrabbits their first loss of the season. That's what it was, and to only lose them by 8 with a new team just shows how good Les Boucaniers are going to be.
Anything else to say for Brossard?
We got to talk about it. 28-3 beat us convincingly.
Yeah,
that was a good game, boys. Can't really say much.
I gotta give a couple of shout outs.
That game was not close.
What's his name? Linguini.
Yeah, Linguini, 3 interceptions.
Corey LaRock, man.
Yeah, that was honestly a lot of great performances.
Must have been his best game defensively that I've seen him play.
Yeah.
Wait, John had another person.
What's his name?
Corey LaRock, but they call him Linguini.
His last name is not Linguini.
His last name was Linguini?
Yeah.
No, I think he looks like Linguini.
Oh, because he's like skinny.
But he has the same shape as you.
Yeah, seriously.
He has literally the same build as you.
I think he has a few pounds on me, actually, if I'm being polite. I thought Linguini was his last name.
No.
Wow.
His name's Corey LaRock.
LaRock?
Like La Rock.
Oh, okay. Oh, not La Roche.
No, La Rock.
Okay.
So, yeah, like The Rock.
Anyway, Linguini, Fettuccini, whatever it is, he balled out in that game. 3 interceptions. That was clutch.
John, 7 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Like, if I combine my touchdowns and my interceptions together, I have the amount of touchdowns that John scored.
That was bad.
Yeah.
We got to pick it up on defense, boys.
Yes.
Let's go on, Peters. We're better than that.
Offense as well.
Yeah.
Time for our picks.
Let's get it. We don't have this standings updated now, correct? We will have them in the article.
No, I can pull them up.
Yeah?
Yeah, you want to know how far back you are?
I want to know how close I am to becoming in first place. 100%. I know that Kevin made it proudly known that he won this past week. Obviously, we didn't double check that. We should double check that because whatever Kevin says needs to be double checked.
Yes.
I believe Kevin had a good week in that one. Although, didn't I do really well last week? I mean, in comparison to you guys, because Bitter Boys
you won.
11
for 15. You were at 60% and you are now at 62.
I'm running last.
No. John had made 2 last-minute changes. He got both wrong. Had he gotten them right, he would have been in 3rd place.
Sometimes you overthink them. 70s, but I'm only 8% behind you. How nervous are you?
You know what 8% is?
8, then 0, and then
yeah, but you know more.
0.
We're like a mid-season now. Like you know that's a percent based on like the total games. Like the more we advance, the less games you have to pick.
So we're only halfway through the season.
The harder the chance is for you to catch up.
Bro, even if it was week 11, I'd be nervous if I was you.
Okay. I don't think you understand the math. But yeah, Kevin definitely being scary for now. Only 3% behind me, but it's been 2 weeks in a row where he got the most picks correct.
Yeah, he's doing well.
It's gonna change.
Yeah.
So let's go through our picks quickly now.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Sorry about myself.
You alright?
Yeah. I had to say bless myself because you didn't say bless you.
Bless you.
Thank you.
I was more worried about how far the Purell was.
A good call.
So, I wonder how many close picks we have this week. Centurions, Holy Trollers. I got Holy Trollers. Like I can't just pick against Holy Trollers right now.
Agreed. Holy Trollers.
Honor Game Outlaws.
Outlaws.
Any explanation needed or?
Outlaws don't lose back to back.
Fair enough. Henchman, Les Gros Coq. I got Les Gros Coq. Because of the rusher effect, I don't know who's rushing Dom, and even if I knew who it was rushing him, I still think Dom will win that battle.
Fair. I think it'll be a good game. I think it'll be 1 possession game.
Would you be looking forward to rushing him if you were the one rushing him?
Nope.
After You rush pretty well.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
But 2 pocket passers.
The thing is, Steve is, let's just say, a little bit slower than Tom LaFleur. Just a little bit slower. Love you, Dad.
Don't hate on Lamar.
Yeah, true.
KLB OG Panthers.
KLB.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I think that you guys had a good game against us. I know that you guys had a good game. I think KLB is a better team. I think he was the better team with the better and more experienced quarterback. So I'm going to go with them.
Better and more experienced.
Yeah.
Alright. Joyce haters, les tendantes.
You go first.
Joyce haters, 100%.
Yeah, haters.
Did you just want to copy my pick? That's why you wanted me to go first?
No, copy your pick. Imagine if I copied your pick last week. I'd go cook over Bitter Boys.
Yeah. Red Zone Dynasty.
Give me Red Zone. I feel like these teams play each other every week. Don't Red Zone and Dynasty play like every second week?
Well, in D2, there's 9 teams, so you play 2 teams twice.
I feel like they
And
play like
John,
5 times.
I don't know if you noticed, but when John has a team playing a team twice, instead of being like the first week and the last week, it's always back to back.
Yeah,
so
okay,
more
that
often
makes
than not,
sense.
it's back.
Okay.
You've noticed that, right?
I was going to say, I feel like these guys always play against each
You know
other.
what-
Yes. There was one time we played against Holy Cholos. We had to buy, and then we played against Holy Cholos again.
Yeah, at least you had a buy. It wasn't bad.
Facts. That's good. Kind of blessings. I made my pick?
Yeah, you said Red Zone.
Yeah, Red Zone.
Raw Sauce, Iron Wolves. We're in D3 now.
Iron Wolves D3. I'm going to go Raw Sauce. Raw Sauce stay undefeated.
Same.
Yeah.
I know obviously our Iron Wolves have Marvin, but Raw Sauce have too many good players.
Yeah. Yvan Desjardins.
Yeah, your boy.
Yeah.
Blackout, Les Panaches.
Man, that's a tough one.
Quasi Gordon Mall throwing for Blackout last game and losing by 1 against Raw Sauce.
Quasi, our boy. Great player. I'm going to go with Les Panaches. I'm going to go with Les Panaches in this one.
I'm also going with Les Panaches.
Yeah.
I already had mine written down. I'm surprised I thought you would have won Blackout.
Yeah, I know. I think that, I really like the way Felix is playing at the quarterback position. They do have the loss, but I think that, they have a good game in this one. I think this game is going to come down to the very last possession, and Les Panaches score with 2 plays left.
Let's test your loyalty now.
Yeah.
Oh, they're going to score 2 plays left on...
Yeah.
Okay.
I say Blackout's going to be winning, and then Les Panaches will score 2 plays left.
Okay. So let's go back testing your loyalty.
Yep.
Average Joe, undefeated average Joes against your 1 and 2 Flamingos in a must-win. In a very early must-win.
Give me Flamingos.
That's
Give me
what I
Flamingos in the
thought.
upset.
I'm going with average Joes. I just think that this team is going to be very hard to beat, and if they do lose a game, it'll be that game when it comes down to Raw Sauce.
I don't know if I actually thought about that pick. I think I just picked Flamingos because I like Flamingos. But I'm going to pick Flamingos regardless.
You need to make up some ground, right? You can't always pick the same pick as me.
That is true, 100%.
8%, remember.
Moran Brothers having a big game in this one.
Watch them not show up another chalet. Jagerbomb Chiefs.
Ooh, give me... Oh, man.
I could really see the Chiefs winning this game.
But I'm going to pick Jagerbomb.
I'm going to pick Jagerbomb because I can't see them losing 2 in a row.
Especially after the way Duchesne threw 4 interceptions last game. I think that this game he's able to have a better game.
I really wouldn't be surprised
Yeah,
if
I
the Chiefs win this game.
know. I think this is going to be a good
But
game.
guys, prove me wrong, man.
Yeah. If there's any game I want to be wrong, but it's probably this one.
The battle of the winless D4 team, Mimosa Crew Airborne. We both had picked Mimosa
Yeah,
Crew.
Mimosa Crew. I love the jerseys.
Idaho Ute Pimps Drama Club. After Drama Club won, I picked them, and then obviously they got destroyed, so I'm going with Idaho.
Yeah, I'm going to go Idaho as well. Do we have any different picks so far?
Yeah, Flamboyant Flamingos.
Yeah, okay,
Average
good call.
Joes.
Yeah.
Also the picks that we're playing in the games.
Yeah, true.
Did I skip the Thunder Buddies game? Oh yeah, I just skipped it because we don't have no pick in it. We can still talk about it though.
Thunder Buddies against Must Tigers.
Yeah.
It should be a good game. I say that about literally every single
Probably
game.
gonna go in overtime since Must Tigers always goes into overtime.
True. Well, let's win this one.
Yeah.
We need this game more.
We'll try. Ben Sneaky Snakes. Battle of...
We talked about, obviously, both of us picking Ben in this one. My prediction this one was 27-24 Ben based on converts.
27-24 bin based on conference.
Yeah, both teams get 4 TDs.
I say bin win by 2 possessions.
Really?
Yeah, in an actual high scoring game.
Yeah?
Yeah, like something like 42-30.
Good quarterbacking or bad defense?
I'd say great quarterbacking.
I like it.
I see not many interceptions thrown in this game and a lot of touchdowns.
I like it. Good call.
Gold Rush Sneaky Snakes. So Sneaky Snakes having the doubleheader.
Doubleheader. Pick up this one first.
After that loss, Sneaky Snakes are going to be hungry and they're going to destroy Gold Rush.
100%.
But Gold Rush will score points in this one.
Yes, they will. I expect Travis to have at least 60 rushing yards in that one.
60?
6-0.
Okay.
Yep.
That's a lot more than he had last week.
100%.
Spin Doctors Gold Rush. It's as if every team that plays has a bye week.
Yeah, really.
A doubleheader, I mean.
I'm going Spin Doctors. I don't know what's happening at the quarterback position for Spin Doctors, if Rob is going to be throwing or if Raf's going to be throwing, but I think either way, I think Spin Doctors are the better team.
Regardless of who's throwing, Spin Doctors is winning that one.
Yeah.
And then to close it out, Phoenix against Manito Boys.
Damn. Oh.
This is really hard because Manito Boys have been getting better every single week.
Yeah, I know. Give me Phoenix. Give me Kevin to having 5 touchdowns, 1 interception in this game, putting the team on his back and winning this one.
I'm going with Phoenix as well, just because when I pick against them, they win. So,
good call. That definitely makes sense.
What else do you want to talk about? I feel we just flew by this show.
Yeah, seriously, it's already been an hour. I feel like we've been talking for 10 minutes. But hopefully the grass will be somewhat
greener,
playable, less pigpenny-ish for this upcoming week on Saturday. Did you check the weather?
No, did you?
No, I never checked the weather.
Even if
it's
I check
always
it now,
wrong.
but if we check now, it's for sure not going to be the same by Saturday.
100%. Usually my mom tells me the day before, to put a sweater. Or
John tells me the day of when I arrive. I'm like, it's going to rain today? He's like, oh, no, it's not. It's
I said to my mom.
I know, but I'm saying John tells me no. When I get to the field in the morning, he's like, yeah, it'll rain at 11:37 up until 11. There's a 50% chance, so we should get 4 raindrops over there.
Yep, that's true. He knows exactly what to do.
Let's hope those sprinklers don't go off.
Yes, 100%. That's
But at the same
crazy.
time, it gives a little added break, and we have 3-4 games on the same day.
That's true.
And at least we know when they go off. Thankfully, they go off right before the 2 p.m. games.
Okay, I hadn't noticed that.
Okay, obviously.
Yeah. But yeah, I've been red as a lobster the last 2 weeks, coming back from home and not putting, and just being able to jump in there and it feels refreshing.
Okay.
No, I mean the sprinklers are good for that. You get to jump in and
There's
get
also the water park.
Yeah, but those are for babies. I mean, I'm not. I'm young. I'm not that young, Terry.
Okay, I was gonna say something that.
No, don't say it. Don't say it. Don't think I forgot. Bold predictions. You go first.
You go first.
Crap. Put me on the spot.
Your favorite segment.
Yeah. Okay. So let me look at the games that happen. I think there's going to be a lot of good games. This one, Turians, Holy Trollers. Okay. I'm going to say in the Centurions Holy Trollers game, there's going to be 3 combined receivers with 100 receiving yards or more.
Wow. I can see that happening.
I see. Yeah, 2 for one team, 1 for the other. I'm not going to say... Well, okay, because I picked Holy Trollers to win, I'll say Holy Trollers. Holy Trollers have 2... that's added, though. I'm saying 3. That's my prediction.
So
it's
3 total...
3 total receivers in that game. It could be 3 from the same team. I don't think it will be, but it could be 3 from the same team. 3 receivers in the Holy Trollers, Les Centurions game. Each get 100 yards or more receiving. I think it'll be 2 and 1. I don't think it's going to be from the same team, but I say that's my bold prediction for this week in MFL D1.
I got 2, okay? Because my first one is regarding Phil Farran.
Okay.
And I got a second one in case he doesn't show up this weekend.
Okay.
So Phil Farran is playing Centurions.
Yep.
He'll definitely be one of those receivers with 100 yards in that game.
Yep.
He'll also get 3 touchdowns in that game.
Okay.
And then later in the day when he'll be playing against Max with Les Tannantes,
right,
he'll also get 3 touchdowns in that game. So wow. 6 touchdowns in one day. And I'll say that the Chiefs and Jagerbaum game is going to come down to the last play on a convert.
It'll be tied?
Either it'll be tied,
or they'll go for the win.
Yeah, exactly. Or it'll go in overtime and it'll be a 1-point game, or a team will be up by a lot and the team will come back and need a convert to tie it up.
Yeah.
But it'll come down to a convert.
I can see that being a really close game. Honestly, I can. I can see it being a really close game, down to converts, down to overtime. And look forward to a great slot of games this upcoming Saturday. It is early, Terry, but look, we think about it. Mid-season is right around the corner. This is where you want to keep. You don't want to fall to 1-3, 1-4, 0-5. So these games are big, and just make sure you bring your A game there for this upcoming weekend.
It was gonna be a surprise, but you said mid-season, and everyone saw my big smile. So I gotta say what I was smiling about. Next week, special episode, mid-season report cards.
Yes.
So it's your last week to ball out.
Yes.
If you want to pass or fail,
report cards.
Terry and Willie's School of MFL.
Mr. Power, Mr. Babalis.
We'll be a little more stricter than we were last season. Last season was our first season. We were being very nice, very politically correct.
That's true.
We didn't give many S, but this year...
We were TAs last year. We're not TAs no more.
We're professors now.
Yes, we are. I'm basically the principal.
And I'm taking bribes. So if you want to get a higher grade, you can come see me this Saturday.
100%.
To make sure that on the next show, you get a good grade.
100%. Look, and you already know what to bribe me with. Give me those coupons, either McDonald's, Tim Hortons, anything like that. It's all good. But that's it for the episode of this week of MFL Total Access. Yeah, it was a good episode, eh?
We slept a little more this time, so I felt it wasn't as silly.
It's not late in the morning, but let's say it's late at night. You know, but no. Thank you for watching, folks. Hit that like button if you want. If not, Tara and I will just cry as we usually do before. But that's it.
See you next Saturday.